Once a year, the University of Washington Information School celebrates its exciting research.
So the goal of this project is to teach everyone around the world how to program in a fun and efficient way. So in this case, we have the character Digit, who was tasked to clean up a chemical spill and save the animals, but he was dropped, so he doesn't really quite know what to do. So it's your job as a learner to figure out and help Digit solve the puzzles. So we're framing puzzles or programming in a way that is challenging but still fun for people.
Graduate students collaborate with faculty and community partners to respond to real-world challenges.
So I'm a researcher on Project These Two, which is a research study funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services. And our intention is to look at how we can measure the impact of early literacy in library strategies. We're moving into year 3, in which we'll be partnering with schools to look at how we can bridge what's happening in libraries for preschoolers and what's happening in schools for kindergartners. So really trying to build those strategic partnerships.
So this project here is actually an early exploration into automated license plate recognition system databases that I've been requesting from the Seattle Police Department and other police departments around the country on public records laws, analyzing what's contained in these databases and mapping the scans from the systems onto mapping software. And I'm interested here in looking at the tensions between privacy and public access to information.
I've been a K-12 teacher, but I'm very interested in this idea. I see young people do a lot of learning outside of traditional classrooms, and so I was interested in how do we design some tools that help young people get some recognition for learning that they do outside school, which may or may not involve school credit, but at least they can kind of build a portfolio or a way of showing off what they know. And I have become very interested in the idea of digital badges as one technology that might answer this.
Through their research, iSchool students make critical contributions to knowledge and practice.
So what we do is we collect Twitter data, and then we make networks out of it. And in this case, we've taken those networks and trimmed them down to the most critical core pieces, and then printed them out using 3D printers. By doing this, we can explore these networks in different ways. We can take these two networks and we can compare them. For example, in this network, we can see that the network has these sort of offshoots, and this one seems more centralized. And that might lead us to questions about these networks, like why are we seeing that?
Knowledge organization is part of the information school and library information science. But what we are doing as the Indigenous Information Research Group is focusing on this from an Indigenous perspective. So we're looking at labels and how we've been labeled in the past and how we want to be labeled ourselves, and how do we organize knowledge so that our own communities can find it and get access to it in like libraries and other information systems.
The reason why we were particularly interested about the dairy data around the series of war is that, around 2012, there has been a lot of attention to the Twitter and Facebook and these kind of social media, how they influence the Arab Spring.
And now we're in the process of going back to the data and understanding how was the bot able, with their tweets, to influence Twitter that much that they became so influential on social media.
For everyone here, the iSchool offers an environment that would be hard to find anywhere else. It's all about opportunity, the opportunity to make information work.
So yeah, the opportunity to learn about research methods and then to go out in the field and actually implement what I had learned is really exciting. And then to be a part of such an impactful study is really quite inspiring. And it's definitely informing my own research interests as I go forward.
I think what's exciting about iSchool is it's so much interdisciplinary. There are many different people working on different things, but then you can collaborate, and there's a lot of exciting opportunity around it.
I come from Saudi Arabia with a specific technical background. Daisy comes with a design background, and Dave is an expert in what he does with social computing. So coming together and solving problems and trying to build research is really wonderful in the iSchool, and that's what makes it stands out compared to other schools.
I'm a lawyer by training, and I don't necessarily have a big data analysis background and abilities, and so it's given me an opportunity to interact with others who have more of those sorts of skills, and to kind of combine the more technical data science skills with legal and policy analysis, which I'm more familiar with.
I've had a great experience here where I've been able to use my background in computer science and really test it with real people, and from what I've seen, really excite people about programming.
The Information School provides a context to this. It really provides an open forum where we can investigate and look at these different ways of knowing. And when we have that kind of atmosphere, then we can really delve deeply into our philosophical ways of knowing. So that in itself, the resources, the energy, the time, and the leadership is beyond anything that I could have ever asked for.
Information's flowing around us all the time. The people that are going to be graduating now need information skills to communicate in the world, to compete in the world when they're looking for jobs or whatever. Information schools are where it's at.